96.1 FM. And he is Dave Fairman, Public Works Director, Indiana Borough, and haven't had him on the air with us for a while. I think we didn't even get you on after Christmas for the Christmas tree collection, huh?
It's been a little while.
Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about with you. And we want to start right across the street.
Yes.
Community Center building, the outside renovations complete. Steps are still blocked off. Is that because of the winter?
Yes, that's because of winter. Actually, I just texted her and said take the tape down. That's only for winter time. I don't want to put salt on that brand new concrete and have it start deteriorating immediately.
Even as we speak, she's out there taking the tape down.
I just sent her a text and said, please take the tape down.
Wow, are you a man of action? Gee. Yeah, but we wondered about that and thought it might be because it's fresh concrete.
Yes, that's the reason. I just don't want to put salt on the fresh concrete and end up making it start deteriorating prematurely. Next year will be fine, but
so all of the scaffolding that was here last summer is down and gone, and the railings are up, and that second floor just looks so neat.
Yeah,
with those railings, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's really cool. Like you should be holding parties out there on the porch, which I don't think you're going to be doing. Even though there are doors there. But indoors is where they're working now, and there's a lot to do and a lot that's been done already.
Yes. The HVAC is probably 65% complete.
Yeah.
Talked to the contractor, and he ran 6,000 feet of pipe inside that building just for the HVAC, including line sets and condensate drains and everything. Mm-hmm. So they're about done. The electrical is probably 95% done. Okay. Electrical upgrades, all LED lighting, some new wiring, some wiring they found that needed to be removed. So that's a 95% done. Currently, they're working on the second floor, making new community center room. Unfortunately, we ran into some asbestos. It's being abated yesterday and today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was in the tile flooring, so it wasn't a big deal. It's just it has to be done. Mm-hmm. When they finish on the second floor, then they'll be closing off the first floor and doing the renovations on the first floor with the completion date of March 15th.
March 15th.
Yes, that's when we're supposed to be done with the interior project.
All right. So as we look across the street and the main entrance to the library, are we looking at what you're referring to as the second floor or the first?
That's the first floor.
That's the
first floor. Yes.
Okay. All right. So because there is a basement level.
Correct. That's the children's section, which has been completed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that section is going to be. Is it going to be shut down?
It will be shut down. They to get in there and do a good renovation. They'll need to close that first floor off, and they'll be operating out of the second floor.
Yeah, but the good news is that's a pretty short term for the work on the first floor, isn't it?
Yeah. They're progressing quickly.
Yeah, well, that's good news. Good news. The elevator. People keep talking. What about the elevator?
That's been a frustrating process.
Should have seen the expression on Dave's face when I said elevator.
The elevator. Talking with the staff that's in there doing the repairs on the elevator should be completed tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
That does not mean it's going to be operational tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out when they're going to get in, when the state will be in to inspect it. Mm-hmm. That's part of the process. It'll be needed inspected prior to being put into operation again. But it should be finishing up. The work finished on Wednesday, and as soon as we can get an inspection done, we'll get that elevator back up and operating again.
Yeah. From the state's perspective, there are a lot of buildings with a lot of elevators.
Yes.
And there probably is nowhere near the right number of people to inspect them, huh?
I'm sure there's not, but, we, the borough, we applied for an expedited permit so we could move it along as quick as we could. It was still a frustrating process.
Yeah, I know. And it's been something. And I'm sure that when the state sends an elevator inspector here to Indiana Borough, to the community center building, they say to themselves, all right, what else is due in that Indiana area? Since we're up there, we might as well go here or there or wherever we need to and get as many done in one day as we can. Yeah. So they'll be doing that. And I just know that it's really been frustrating with that elevator over there.
Whew. Yeah, it's been... I hope I never have to do another one.
Is it mechanical? Has the problem
hydraulic.
Been mechanical? It's been hydraulic.
It's hydraulic. It was a hydraulic issue.
Yeah.
We replaced some jacks, both hydraulic cylinders that raise and lower the car. The piping that was actually underground that corroded away. We've relocated it to be inside the building so it doesn't corrode being underground, which also meant relocating all the electrical controls for that also.
Yeah.
So it was a big job. It's just a frustrating job.
Sure. When you consider where this building was, say 2 years ago, and where it is now, it's not a brand new building yet, and it's never going to be. But my goodness, it certainly is a much improved facility, isn't it?
Very much improved facility, especially with the new windows, all the brickwork being redone. Mm-hmm. Roof, amazing that roof is from 1912, and we reused the same tile.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part. We harvested a few tile off of there to make sure they met all current specs and everything, and they did, mm-hmm. and we were able to reuse those, which was a cost savings, and it's ecologically friendly also.
Oh yeah. But we did see some pallets of tile coming in. Were those the ones that were there coming back, or were they just
no? There was some that needed
crack?
Replaced because we had some cracked tile up there and such. So we had to replace some tile up there, but for the most part, they were reused.
And when you're in Arizona, you see that roof all the time. But here in Pennsylvania, that's relatively rare. Finding the people to work that kind of a roof is a challenge here.
It was a challenge. The tile that you did see come in on pallets were, and if I'm remembering correctly, I believe those tile are made somewhere in Illinois, mm-hmm. outside of Chicago somewhere.
Yeah. Well, didn't you tell me that was the original company though?
I don't know.
So I thought somebody told me that the original company that made the original towels up there is still in business and did the towels for this one. But at any rate, we know that the building is a completely renovated building, and within a month or so, it's going to be. Is there ribbon cutting? I'm going to do all of that. I would assume.
I would assume so. That's outside of my purview.
Yeah. All right, so the community center building is one thing. There are other things happening around Indiana Borough, and you have to make sure that things are safe on the sidewalks and the streets and underneath them, too. What's the winter been like?
Winter's been good. We had that cold snap last week, and it was a little setback. Salt usage for this season is on track. As I say all the time, I always have a pothole hotline or any road problem that may be seen out there that I may have overlooked or didn't notice. My office number is 724-465-6512, or my email, dfairman@indianaboro.com.
Mm-hmm. There have been many, many water projects underneath our streets in the last couple of years, and maybe that's why we haven't heard about the types of water main breaks that we're hearing about in Pittsburgh, where they've got 100-year-old pipes that are just bursting because you get freeze thaw in the wintertime. That moves the earth around, and that moves the pipes around.
Oh yes. They had a pretty good leak down at 5th and Locust on Monday, I believe it was. That one was pretty. It could have been worse than what it was. Mm-hmm. Speaking of underground utilities, I know the water company and the gas company are doing their design work right now for some replacements this year. Water being on Maple, Fleming, Lowry area. Mm-hmm. Gas company, I'm going off of memory, 5th Oak in that area, and down around 6th Grandview area.
Yeah.
Those are in design phase right now. I expect them to be happening this year.
Yeah, all those issues underneath, and whatever other issues that you have to deal with as the spring soon comes along, and you switch your emphasis a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else we need to know about this morning? We're pretty good.
We're pretty good. I did reply, and we got a couple new people on staff at the Indiana Borough, and one of them applied for a grant to replace my leaf machine. So we can collect leaves a little more efficiently, and we did 153.5 ton last fall.
Yeah.
And we planted 24 more trees here in the first part of December. So
you're going to have more leaves from that.
So I'll have more leaves.
I want to operate that leaf vacuum one time.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah. It seems like it would be.
Yeah.
I want to operate
a little dirty job, but it's fun.
I want to do the shredder too.
Yeah.
Or can I do that sometime?
The
or
chipper?
the chipper?
The chipper, with a little training, I may.
Yeah, you wouldn't let me do that. I'm sure there's liability issues there that they wouldn't let me in, but it would be fun. He's Dave Fairman, Indiana Borough. Thanks for coming by this morning.
Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it.
He is back at work now. Back to the streets you go, and the tape is down. You can use the steps when you go to the library today. How about that?
Yep.